Good afternoon, everyone. This is a lovely July meeting, July 12, 2023, of the Finance Committee. We are partially remote, partially in person, so I will be asking for roll call votes, and I think we're only going to have one vote, so hopefully it will be a very quick meeting. But to start off, I'd like to do the Pledge of Allegiance, so if everybody could rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. All right, now we don't have any members of the public here, so I don't think we're going to have any public comment. So we can get right down to the reason that we're here, and it's because of year-end closing out perfunctory finance issues. And so if Lynn, you could come up and start us off, and then we'll have Jim fill us in on.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. I appreciate everybody taking time out of their day to come in on a nice summer day. So basically every year I come in front of the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Committee to cover any potential deficits that I have in the FY23 budget. So I've been able to cover most, if not all, of my deficits within each function, which is general government, public safety. The only item I'm coming to present today to be covered is for snow and ice deficit. So we had about $1 million, a little over $1 million of snow and ice deficit. I was able to cover a portion of that, upwards of $350, $360. I'm coming before the board today to ask permission and approval to transfer $636,999.90 from the health insurance appropriation, because I had a surplus there, to cover the additional snow and ice that I was not able to cover with all the other budgets.
Sorry about that, folks.
I went in front of the Board of Selectmen last night, and they approved it and signed it. The chair signed it last night.
So it's coming out of the health insurance fund as
Yep.
opposed to, so it's not coming out of our Finance Committee
Nope.
fund? Okay.
No, not at all. That
right.
still is left at the 1.3 million, which I believe Jim will be discussing and
Okay.
requesting a transfer from that.
Do you think it's best that we vote these individually?
Yes.
Okay.
You should. You have to, because they're two
Okay,
separate
so the dollar amount
functions.
is $636,990
$9.90.
and 90 cents?
Yep.
Okay. And snow and ice grabs us again.
Yes, it does. And the reason being, I mean, and it's broken down between, salt, which is $340,000, equipment rental, which are the contractors that we
Yeah.
hire. I mean, it wasn't a really bad winter, but the types of storms we had, it took a lot of equipment and a lot of salt to manage it, because
Yeah.
they were small and frequent storms.
Yeah.
And then the really cold snap there, so.
How much is left in that fund now?
In
The health insurance fund?
Well, this is the appropriation
The
that we
appropriation,
appropriate.
yeah.
So I believe I'll be turning back a little over 100,000 on that.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. Oh, but we're actually moving the 636.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's basically what you do, is if you have a surplus, you can move the surplus
Yep.
to cover the deficits,
Yep.
to balance out the budget.
Does
Yep.
anybody feel up to making a motion on that?
Sure, I'll motion.
You want to give it a shot?
Yes, I will motion to approve the transfer for $636,999.90
Good job.
to, from the health
Yep.
to the snow and ice.
Okay. Do I have a second? Okay, Brianna seconds. Is there any discussion on this? How about you guys remotely? Does anybody have any questions? Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay. So that's Ken. Is Keith up there too? Keith, can you hear us? I don't hear Keith.
I can hear you guys.
Oh, great. Okay,
can
okay,
hear
good.
you.
All right, then I'm going to take a roll call vote, and I'm going to ask you, the remote two of you first. So Ken
Yes.
and Keith?
Yes.
Okay. Eva?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Dustin?
Yes.
And I vote yes. So that passes.
Thank you very much. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Great.
And I'll turn it over to Jim, because he'll explain to you his request and what happened in his budget this year.
Okay.
And wanted to request this.
You're up, Jim.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we had a couple of different things happen. One was maintenance, and there were two line items in maintenance: contracted services and repairs. And what we've seen is a tremendous amount of activity, more than usual, for repairs of especially HVAC equipment during the year. But the cost for both parts and service have really gone up. We were projecting about a quarter into the year that we would be over by about $250,000 to $300,000. We ended up being over on these two lines by $261,000. We were able to offset 70 of that, but that left $191,457.15 that we were not able to offset. And that combines with something that happened in June, which was the state had a ruling in a case where a student actually moved out of district before school even started this past year, so we were not counting that student. They did a placement on their own in a school, and we got charged for it, and the state supported that. Although our attorney believes that we're going to win it on appeal, we still have to make the payment. So that's the one you see there for $199,851.18. So the total that we need to cover for the year is $391,308.33.
$391,308.33. That must have been kind of a surprise with the school.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, we knew about it, but we were surprised by the decision because the student had moved out of district.
Oh, okay. All right, well, okay. Anybody have any quick questions for?
This money's coming from,
The Finance Committee Reserve, which is still,
Okay.
the Finance Committee Reserve still had $1.3 million in it.
Okay.
So we only used the two transfers that the town manager had already come to you and asked
Yep.
previous in the year. So nothing has come out of that, or nobody else has had a need for it.
And we're hoping that at some point, Jim, that this money will obviously come back if you feel
right,
comfortable
that's what I
about.
was asking.
No guarantees, absolutely, but our attorney, who we've had for quite a while, is confident that we should win this one on appeal.
Okay.
Right, and if that does come back, it will go back into
It will go back
miscellaneous
in.
revenue, which will
And
fall back.
I'll be perfectly
free
honest,
cash
there isn't a
flow.
heck of a lot that we can do, but obviously the bill has to be paid. There's,
Yeah.
we're stuck until.
And how long does the appeals process usually take?
Jim, did you hear that?
What was the last part?
How long does the appeals process usually take?
Oh, good question. I wish I knew the answer to that. I can find out and send you guys a message as to what that is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand if we think that's going to hit next year or if it's
Yeah.
going to be further out.
But the money will come back to the finance committee.
The money will go-
Absolutely. I'll keep the finance committee abreast of what's going on with that appeal.
Okay.
So what happens is we vote every year, usually $1.5 million to go into a finance committee reserve. These funds will go directly into that. It will go back into the cash account of the town, and then go back into the certification of free cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just return and then be used.
All right.
For
So
the next year.
who's going to be bold enough to make this motion? Again, with that dollar number. Do you got that?
I forgot the dollar number.
391, 308, 32?
33.
33.
391.
391, 308, 33.
I wrote it down.
Oh, Brianna says
And
I'm
this is
dishing
coming
it this off.
from, from the reserve, right?
Yes.
Yes, from the
Okay.
finance committee reserve.
Okay, I vote a motion to move $391,308.33 from the finance committee reserve to cover the expenses for, what line item was it?
Maintenance out of district placement.
These three.
Oh. To cover out of contract services maintenance, as well as repairs and maintenance and special education tuitions.
Okay, all for the schools.
Oh,
Yes.
for
All
the
for the school
schools.
department.
Yes. Okay, do you have a second?
Second.
All right, now, does anyone have any more questions about that? I mean, we feel comfortable with this? Okay? All right, then I'm going to take a roll call vote again. We'll start for you, you fellows out there. Ken
Yes.
and Keith?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Eva?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Dustin?
Yes.
And Chris votes yes. Okay, good job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much.
you,
I'm
Jim.
glad you didn't have to drive back from the Cape.
Me too.
I
Enjoy.
know. You're welcome.
And I,
And, you know, is there anything else coming up?
Nope, you just need to sign these.
Okay,
If I can
I'll
come
sign
and have you
these.
sign these.
And while I'm signing these, I mean, we're good, we're done. Unless anybody has anything else to do, okay, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, Keith and Ken?
Yes.
Keith? Is he already gone?
He's muted. No, he's muted.
Okay,
He's muted.
That's
He's
okay.
muted.
Sorry, guys.
that's okay.
That's it.
Just a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, so we're gonna go with that. Eva?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Dustin?
Yes.
And I vote yes, and we are adjourned.